Okay, here we are. I have sprayed my page and wetted it down. And I've got my flat brush and reactivated my paint, which I'm using Cascade Green. I'm basically just blocking in some areas of color. And this, by the way, this paper does not, does not bloom the way I would like it to. But they're just kind of getting some basic shapes. And it's like I kind of know where I want the mist to go. Like that. And then it's not blooming enough on this paper, so let's get it going a little bit more. There we go. And so that, and then pick up more color and really block in some areas to increase the value. I'm doing this like I'm watching it through this screen, so I'm not quite sure how this is going to translate, if this is going to be productive or not. But I see that like I kind of like the shape of my mist, but I would want it better. And so I'm taking the paper towel and doing some lifting. Some puddling's happening up there. And so there we go. Just lifting. There we go. And making some more like specific shapes with the paper towel. And softening some of the hard lines from that flat brush. Okay. Pick up some of the more solid color. And drop in some more darks. Oh, that got really dark on the screen. This is why I don't do tutorials. There we go. There we go. Okay. So then, well, all of this is still wet. Let's get a little bit more water there. Picking up, doesn't need to be that tiny of a brush. Let's go with a medium. Picking up some paint, and then up here I want some trees. And so with this, I start, when it's the wet on wet, I'm starting with the bottom of the tree and go up so that we've got a bleed happening with all of that. A little bit more, and I'll make a group of trees. And these don't have to be very specific because it's running all over the place. Again, I found it way easier on my other paper. Just kind of mix that and connect it to that. And there's my flat brush. And just... This, I'm just more so not adding water because there's already water on the page. I'm lifting. And so I'm go lifting. Just lifting and making shapes of the mist. And then softening some of the shapes up here. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm waiting for this to dry. Here, I'm gonna make some more soft trees up here. Once this area is dry, then I'll make some of my more defined and darker value trees, because this is all going to dry really light, and then I can start plugging in my trees here and there. But yeah, we'll just do more of the, so these are the distance, the distance trees. And so hopefully they come out real fuzzy. I'm trying to come up with a basic shape of how that mist is going to undulate. I think some trees need to go there. You can see this is starting to dry out a little bit. So I can go in and put a little more details with my smaller brush in a minute. Put a little bit more opacity here at the bottom. And then you see that hard line. And so at this point, I can take my flat brush and get some moisture on it, but not too much. And swoosh. And then dry it and go in and lift. So I'm trying to lift the corners of it a little bit so you don't end up with that bloom line, and then also allowing some of the mist to come in and enter the trees. Okay, so there's the general shape of that one. And so now I'm taking my teeny tiny little brush and get a little more opaque color. And put a line. Oh, it's hard to do with the camera. Put a line. Oh, it's still a little wet. Okay, we'll wait. We'll wait to do the details. But there you go. There's that. I've got an area down here that's dry, so let's do it there. Okay. So I'll put a big tree right here. I wish that line had been more dainty, but I was doing it on the phone. I was looking at the phone and not the page, but and then I take my small brush and put in some details. My thumb. And I think this is the fun part because, oh my gosh, evergreens have so many, there's so many different things that they can do. And here I am at my window staring out at evergreens. And like some of these little branches, I want them to fade off into the mist, and some I want to be super detailed. It's just really fun and meditative. So there's the first tree. Oy. Sorry for the camera stuff. I mean, these freaking YouTubers, you know, they got all the gear and the setups and all of the things. I keep going off. Okay. I don't like this right here. There you go. Okay. Oh no. See, I'm looking at the camera, not seeing what I'm doing. I just put a whole wide branch there. Okay, there. So there's one tree, and then I'll probably put more here. And after I'm done with that, then I'll go up here at top where these are super faded, and I'll put some in front of those to create some depth. And then I can add trees